The following is a presentation of TFNN. The TFNN Bull Bear Trading Hour. Every trading day, live at 10 a.m. Eastern. Call now, toll free at 877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The TFNN Bull Bear Trading Hour. Now, Tom and Tommy O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. Appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. We have the Dow Industrials down 335, Nasdaq's up 107, S&P's up 27, gold contract down $11.80, trading $17.58 an ounce. We have silver down 14 cents, $17.75 an ounce. Light sweet crude down 30 cents. $38.35 a barrel, notes and bonds. We get the 10-year right now trading up 4 ticks at 139.01. The 30-year up 11 at 178.18. And King Dollar's up 162 ticks, trading 97.591. The euro is at 112. The yen is at 107.17, and the British pound's at 123 to 1 U.S. dollar. Tom O'Brien, what's going on?
Good Friday morning, man. Lots to unpack this morning with Red on the board on Friday after quite a day yesterday, of course. Your program, man. What happened in that market for the final hour of trading yesterday? A little rocket ship.
That's a rocket ship. So let's take a look at it, because you get the S&Ps down to 26, folks. That being said, though, we're right back where we were before we popped topside out there yesterday. So this S&P, we popped topside right when I come on the air, 3 o'clock. That low there is 3,039. So bottom line is that I suspect that we're going to go underneath that, but that's the number you really want to watch, okay? Because that's where we pop topside. The Bulls and Bears are going to fight over this number a bit. When you take a look at the NASDAQ, folks, is basically given the tell once again. And I'm using that poker term, Tom.
That's a tell. Watch out for those tells, man.
Totally. And so what's happening here in the NASDAQ, folks, you can see that the NASDAQ, it was the weakest yesterday, which is really very, the NDX 100 I'm talking about now,
sure,
which is very unusual, okay? The breakout topside yesterday was 10,026. Now, we've already broke that. Bottom line, that's telling me that this high volume low laying out here on the NASDAQ at 9 o'clock in the morning, at 10 o'clock in the morning is going to go get hit. And that's almost another 100 points down. That's the 98.85. It is another 100 points down. So we're going to have a heck of a day out here, man.
Yeah.
Gold, let's go take a look at the gold contract. Fridays and gold is always, can always be highly volatile. We got with the gold contract, we hit 1756 this morning. We're still near that level. We're 1759. That being said, there's no volume. There's 103,000 contracts right now. And you can see when Tommy and I are on the morning, folks, what we've been hitting here, we've been hitting 130, 147,000 contracts by 10 o'clock in the morning. So bottom line is I expect that what you're going to see out here there is a rejection of lower price. We're going to have lighter volume. We get summer trading. That being said, I heard you talk about Texas. The bottom line is that the good news is that the governor is responding. The bad news is that he opened too quick. But guess what? That doesn't matter at this particular point.
No.
He just ordered all the bars closed, folks. Which,
I said a couple days ago that, you want to keep politics out of this, right? You got a Republican governor in Texas they opened it up early, but people were hoping for the best, okay? And it's been proven now, I would say, Florida, Texas, right? That early acceleration as things were raging. And for him to be saying the things he was saying even 2 days ago, right? And say in terms of we're seeing an unacceptable level of ICU beds. I said to friends, I wonder what he's finding out, man. To be so starkly against everything coming out of the president, right, and just stating the facts, because there was no hiding from it, I think, in what he was saying, that he was seeing.
There's no hiding when you don't have beds, man.
That's it. He was seeing the impact.
The day before yesterday, folks, they said they had beds to 10 days.
Yeah.
Well, yesterday they had no beds. Well,
yeah.
That's
some of the Houston areas, ICU is already full, man. So that's the dicey part. With Florida raging, the U.S. raging at almost 40,000 cases a day, man. How about that? Can we jump to the article you just sent me on American Airlines?
Oh, yeah. So check this out, folks.
What is going on here,
you're going to love this one. American Airlines just came out. This just came across the tape that they're going to basically book flights to capacity. So this come out at 5 minutes to 10, folks, okay? American Airlines is going to book flights to capacity starting July 1st. Sign me up. Let me sign me up, man.
I was like doing double takes, man. My face, you're doing like that blink face, saying, "Oh, am I seeing this, man?" And they're saying, "Don't worry though. When they're crowded, we're gonna tell you when it's crowded, and you can rebook if you want." I mean, the volatility on these stocks, man, it's amazing that American got all the way back to $22.80. We're trading at $12 right now, folks. That seems a lot more reasonable. In between about the $9 to $12 range is where American looks like they're comfortable. Because that's not happening, man. I mean, maybe it's happening if you choose two states that really have things under control, like New York and Massachusetts or something like that. Anywhere else, I pulled up the New York Times for reference, and any statistics you go to, folks, the Times, on the last 14 days, they have 30 states are climbing over the last 14 days. And then you have Americans saying we're going to pack them full. Just from a business perspective, like, I understand, and you have to have full planes to be making money. So that's the tough part of the airline business, right? Which is like, be wary of that, because I don't know if they can function at 60% capacity on an airplane, because you need to make up the cost for, it's an expensive operation. But that doesn't mean that you can just say, guess what, we'll fill it, and that people will fill it. I just don't think that's going to happen, man.
You, if I've learned anything out of this coronavirus, folks, we better spend a lot more money on education, because when push comes to shove, this is an education matter in general.
I mean, planes are like they're second to cruise ships, maybe, if you pack them full. On how things could spread.
Listen, it's unbelievable. Let's go to John in Michigan. Hey, John, what's going on?
Hey, guys, I love your show. How you doing this morning?
Doing great.
Morning, John. Thanks for calling, man.
Hey, got a couple of things to say. First thing I want to say, Tom, is I hope you have Tommy under contract, because the way he comes on with his updates, he's going to be recruited by Bloomberg or CNBC.
I agree, man. I'm so lucky.
Thanks, John, man.
And I love the idea. You know what? We all get our own deal, and he's got his own deal, and I think it's freaking awesome, man. I mean, it's what TFNN needed, too. Do you know what I mean? Because what's going to happen here, folks, okay, and this is, I just brought up the education aspect. Okay, so we start out a technical deal. There's plenty of fundamental people out here. This is going to be a match. Okay, and education is the name of the game. And if the bottom line inside this whole virus, people say this, people say that. What I've seen more than anything, people just aren't freaking paying attention, man, which is really a trip. And then, we get emails, oh, these numbers are wrong, these are fake. It's like, fake? Okay, you're going to die. That's your problem. That's like anyway. I can go on and on.
The key got wound up there.
You get pretty heated, don't you, Tom? That's that Irish blood from Southie, right?
Listen, it comes back to education. We got to get these kids educated right at 3 years old, 4 years old, 5 years old, getting them so they can think for themselves instead of, anyway.
Totally.
Anyway. Mm-hmm. But we appreciate it. I appreciate it.
I have a question about the virus. One thing that I noticed since this whole thing began, we get numbers, the numbers are up, the numbers are down, but we never hear like who's getting sick. What are the metrics? A lot of the stuff that I've heard,
stay right there. The metrics are that older people are the ones that are dying. The problem is that the younger people or anyone else, we have a responsibility, because we all have mothers and fathers and grandfathers.
That's shifting a bit, man. More people. So let's talk.
Come right back.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's down 427, Nasdaq's up 163, S&Ps are up 40. We're getting a little acceleration to the downside. We're talking with John in Michigan. And so, John, where we live in Pinellas County, right, when we talk in numbers, this was as of 2 days ago, 75% of the deaths are in nursing homes.
Okay.
And that's a monster number. There's no doubt about that. What drives me up a wall is that we all have grandmothers, grandfathers, and all of this. And I feel if we're a true neighborhood and we're a true country, where I see the problem is that people aren't taking responsibility because, like, if I get it, Tommy gets it, you get it, you give it to someone else, you give it to someone else. Yes, the old people are still really vulnerable in a huge way, and they will die. And when I hear people say, well, it's the old people, it's like, what the frick is wrong with you, man? Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's Wipeout City, and it's someone's mother and father and grandfather, and that, and so it's bad. Anyway, so that's what's happening in our county. I don't, specifically.
Yeah, it's shifting. I mean, just jumping around to some of the statistics, I always pull up the Florida number, and this comes from the Department of Health, and so they're putting out numbers. Sometimes I feel like they're skewing them the best that they can, the Department of Health down here. There's been that whole deal with the person who's running the dashboard actually quit. But nonetheless, the median age, and this is what I'm getting in the specifics, it's mid-30s right now. But the problem is that it's becoming, this is my opinion, right? But it's opinion on the facts, is that the numbers are skyrocketing so quick that it doesn't take a lot of people that are in their mid-30s, if you're dealing with 5,000 or 6,000 or 7,000 cases a day, we're going to start approaching, to hit some of those older people that, you could say a majority of the cases are 35 years old, but if you got 6,000 cases a day, man, there's a lot of cases in there for high-risk people that are going to come in, and I think that's what you're seeing in Texas. And, you can talk about, even in the den right now, we're talking about, death statistics of New York versus Texas, looking to minimize the impact. Folks, Texas is at the beginning of what's happening to New York. Okay, deaths lag substantially. So this whole conversation of like, well, deaths aren't rising, you can't make that estimation, in my opinion, right now. You just want to be following what's happening, because that's not how it works. Cases don't rise and then deaths rise. Deaths lag like 4 to 6 weeks. And we're just started seeing these spikes in terms of in Florida. We're talking about literally 2 weeks. We had 5% testing positive up to 18%, that type of jump. So we are still waiting to see kind of how that plays out. And I think, people should really keep their ears up for what's happening in Texas, man, because there's nothing political there. There's a Republican governor, and everything is getting reversed, and businesses are getting shut down.
Yeah, there's a question in the den, too, about people still banned from seeing their families in nursing homes. And yes, so Bridget, my better half, her father, not in a nursing home, he's in a retirement home.
Yes.
And it's really cool, folks, okay, because there's problems in these homes. In this particular one, there hasn't been one case, and now they've been under lockdown now. It was 99 days. I think it's like 104 days right now. And so what happens is this, is that we go up, we stand outside, he comes out. Thank God he has a porch, and we can say hi to him to the porch.
Nice.
That's how it goes. But it's hard. But the reality is that no one has got sick in the whole place, because their lockdown was so dramatic and so fast.
Yeah, because that's the scary part, those vulnerable societies.
It's but anyway. So, what else is happening?
My question there.
There you go. We covered a lot of bases there, John. One thing I'd like to add, man.
Contract, because he just laid that right out.
You're the best, man. Well, I'm lucky to have listeners like you, man, and calling into the show. I'm serious.
You guys out there who know what you're talking about and can lay out a reasonable proposition of what they see. The problem that I keep seeing is, everything is turned into politics.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, you're afraid to believe anything. Because, whether you're a Democrat or Republican, you're going to get savaged by the other side. Every time you say something,
right.
So the way I look at it, John, is just be vigilant for yourself to find the truth, man. And that's why I pull up the Times, I look at the Department of Health, I look at whether it's Johns Hopkins, right? You're searching over all the data. It's stark, man. And I know people in hospitals right now in Florida too. The average age, because there's so many people that are younger that are getting sick. There's a lot of people who are under 40 years old right now coming into the hospital. And so that's another part of this this is a dynamic situation. That's the other thing I'm always keeping in mind, right? Don't make an assumption and stick to it, because things are changing so quick, man. They talk about even if you get the immunity from it, maybe that only lasts like 3 or 6 months, right? People start talking about herd immunity. We don't even know if you get this if you keep the antibodies that are required for 3 to 6 months. So it's so fast changing, man. That's what I keep in mind as well.
Hey, Tommy, is Florida going to open schools for,
They claim they are,
you guys do
but I don't picture it.
Have you heard?
It's right now. It's still on. It's August 14th, but I just don't see it. And
that's where I would say the same thing. Like, that's so up in the air. No matter who says what, we're far away from there, and things need to calm down, because if they continue anywhere near like they're at right now, Tom, you talked about even people. There's going to be at least the possibility that if people aren't comfortable, they're allowed to stay at home. And if it's 5, 6, 7,000 cases anywhere we're at right now, I imagine a lot of families are going to make that choice to not even send their kids back. And then how does... Yeah. And
we all know, think about before the virus, folks. We all know that when your kids go to school, they bring home everything. That's like a no-brainer. Do you know what I mean? It's like the snotty little kid, right?
Exactly. Touching everything.
Seriously.
Totally. Hey, it's beautiful. That's how it should be as a kid.
It's the adults that work in the schools. I don't think like we're having a thing with baseball and football. I think the unions are going to keep these teachers out. They're not going to. They're going to be afraid. Teachers.
It's a great point. You saw the Disney union yesterday, right? Same deal, man. This is going to happen. Yeah.
We're all going to get quite an education, I would say, in this context, including in the context of the financial markets, that this could bounce this dramatically. And if you're a technical trader, of course, it's like, okay, how did this happen? If you're a fundamental trader, I really want to hear that story, because it's like, okay, man, anything you hear about investment, you're supposed to be able to making money, and
the only way I look at that one is what's your time horizon, man? Because it better be 2 or 3 years. Because there's that story about the mortgages this morning. I'm not sure. I mean, you have people, 4.8 million people can't pay their mortgage, man. What happens in a year? When the forbearance is they're supposed to, it all comes to roost.
Well,
that number's actually rising.
I heard you talking about that, and I got a question about that yesterday. I think one of the biggest dangers there is that I saw this in 2007, 2008. When you don't pay your mortgage, folks, what ends up happening, you get used to not paying your mortgage, and then there's going to be a certain percentage of people that just say, I'm going to take the risk that I can be in my house for 2 or 3 years. I'll get foreclosed on, but I'll save money for 2 or 3 years, and I'm going to go with that route. I saw it happen. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then absolutely. Even when the market came back dramatically, they couldn't catch up because they'd already spent the money. So it's going to be that's going to be a individual choice. But I suspect out of the amount that is in that forbearance, some of them are going to take the choice that, hey, man, 3 or 4 years, I'm gonna.
It's just that number rising coming into July, man, is a dicey situation of where we end up in less than a year when they're supposed to start paying.
Hey, John, you have a great one, safe one, man. Appreciate the call.
Guys. Thanks very
John,
much
thanks so much, man. Have a great weekend.
Stay right there, folks. Tommy and I come right back.
Hi folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get them, folks.
If you're a trader in the market looking to find the path that leads to maximizing profits while decreasing risk, then now is a great time to try out Dave White's daily trading service, The Path of Least Resistance. Through the use of options and equity trades, Dave advises his subscribers on a daily basis of the current market conditions and what possible trade setups are on the horizon. The Path of Least Resistance is published every trading morning, often with updates intraday when initiating trades or closing out positions. Dave White has advised his clients of some outstanding winning options and equity trades in recent months, and now is a great time to try it out for yourself. New subscribers to the Path of Least Resistance receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the types of options and equity trades that are available by signing up for the Path of Least Resistance today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com and selecting the newsletter tab. Sign up today. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow right now down 460, Nasdaq off 165, S&P's off 42. So Amazon, Tom, right? They're going to buy this. What is it? It's a driverless startup, right?
Yeah, $1 billion here, $1 billion there. Not bad. But yeah,
nothing in Amazon's case. So Zoox is a autonomous vehicle startup, folks. Terms of the deal weren't announced in a statement Friday, but the information reported earlier that Amazon would pay $1 billion. Zoox is working to imagine, invent, and design a world-class autonomous ride-hailing experience. So, this is going to...
So they talked about, there are a few things in that article that jumped out, right? They could slash the shipping cost, number one. One of the biggest expenses if they have self-driving cars that they're just controlling. And then talk about ride-hailing and food delivery, man, which there's no reason why Amazon can't be in every business in the world almost, literally. I mean, what is one business that they can't compete in, right? It's like the cloud,
yeah, so it's
crime.
Right. It's really interesting. It's almost just like when Domino's, was it Domino's? Yeah, it was Domino's, that they really... understood that they weren't in the pizza business, they were in the delivery business. So it's like almost Amazon is in the delivery business versus, we'll deliver anything. I don't care what it is.
Yeah, I mean, you saw it with in terms of they built up the cloud infrastructure just to handle their own business. And then they said, guess what, man? Why don't we just start selling all this cloud capacity we have to other businesses? They've built out a lot of shipping already, and you might start see Amazon actually competing with whether it's FedEx, UPS, United Postal Service. It just doesn't stop, man. When you have the cloud capacity they have, you can almost do anything, which is remarkable, right? And the data that they have and all that stuff. But yeah.
Now look at this. This is pretty cool. So this was founded, folks, in 2014. At one point, now they got 1,000 engineers working on this, which is big numbers. But at one point, Tom, in 2018,
yes,
as funding, so they had a valuation of $3.2 billion at one point in 2018. So the Amazon's coming in at 1/3 of their valuation of 2018. How's that?
Yeah.
Look at that. Oh.
And how about that? They raised that, and then the startup's board voted to oust the CEO. And the executive criticized the move, saying the directors were optimizing for a little money in hand at the expense of profound progress. And fast forward 6 years later, and they sell the company for 30% of what they were at that point.
Heavy. And then, of course, you had the monster fraud folks over in Germany.
Oh.
We talked about this yesterday too, Tom. It's in there again.
Yes.
In the Journal again this morning. The Aspect folks, okay, what do you get? One of the big firms, right? They're saying
Ernst & Young.
Yeah, Ernst & Young. The bottom line, man, when you read this in the Journal this morning, it's a mind blower because this goes back to 2007. They came in and gave them a good bill of health for the prior 10 years. It's so sick, it's unbelievable. I mean, so this thing has been going on for so long, it's amazing. It's like,
it is. So I didn't know when. Oh no, there it is, 10 years. So they subsequently signed off on maybe 10 years. Is that what because they got brought in 2007, no matter what the details, for an investor lawsuit claiming that the published results were misleading.
I know.
That's how their relationship began with Wirecard.
Right.
And then they signed off on more than 10 years of books. And it only came to when they would not sign up on 2019. But now they're out there claiming, of course, that the battle's on. They're going to get sued left and right, quote unquote, an elaborate fraud. The whole point of an accounting firm, folks, is to make sure that you actually check the books and not just sign off on pieces of paper that say I have $2 billion in the Philippines bank. So
exactly.
Wild.
So, as we're talking here, this S&P just took another leg down. Let's go take a look at this, baby.
It's not stopping, man. It's down like 37 points since we came on the air at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, and so, the number we were looking at first was this 3,011. Bottom line, you're at 3,013, and you get volume here, folks, okay? So this is going to basically, your next leg down is 3,005. And the NQs are leading it, folks. So this is where it gets really dangerous. The NQs... there you go. The NQs that's blowing out. The high volume low in the NQs was what? This is crazy, right? We said it was another 100 points down. Well, we just did the 100 points, folks. And we not only did the 100 points, we blew them apart. So on a price projection now, this is how this works. On a price projection, if you get under and stay under this 98.85, which you did 98.82, what you can do, you can take the 98.85 and then just take the top of that, which is 10,119, 98.85, so it's 99. That's another 220 points. You crack this thing good, you're gonna really, you can see that NQ's down like 400, never mind 200. So.
Yeah, I mean, because realistically, you're sitting at almost 10,000, man. The NQs are just fine. I mean, everything's just fine where it is right now, right? The worry is you can go a lot lower, man. We're sitting at 3,000 in the S&Ps. The all-time high is 3,400, and you've got some of the biggest states in the union, like Texas, shutting back down, man.
Yeah. And that county, and that one of the reasons they're having so much problem there, too, folks. If you've ever been to Houston, Houston is spread out beyond belief. They have zero zoning. I mean, it'd be great to be a builder down in Houston, but they have no zoning whatsoever. And there's 7 million people, though. You're talking about a monster amount of people, man. This is not, this is not a small. This is one of the largest counties as a county in the country. So
that's where it's staggering. Some cities, man. I mean, you look up. I think the most, the least.
Some of our cities are bigger than countries.
Well, yeah, for sure. But even states, man. When you get into the Midwest, beautiful states, man. Beautiful. Nothing. I would love to live in some of these, prairies and the mountains and all this stuff. Wyoming, I think, is the least populated. I think it's 600,000 or 700,000 people in the entire state, man.
Right. And this is what what's going to be on the table. So check this out. And in fact, this is cool. You just brought this up, Tom, because today, folks, in the House of Representatives, there's going to be a bill that's not going to get through that making the District of Columbia a state. Okay, so that ain't going to get through. But check it out. The District of Columbia has 700,000 people, and what we just talked about, Wyoming, right?
Wyoming
has less than that, and they have 2 senators.
Yeah.
Okay. Now that's the way it's set up, because the way the Constitution's set up, folks, is that when they were first doing the Constitution, they thought that the state of the federal government shouldn't have representatives, because that's the state of the federal government. What they didn't realize is that the state of the federal government, that there'd be 700,000 people that are living within that, So
without representation is where you got.
Listen, it's going to end up happening. I mean, the bottom line, the last time this went through, I think it's.
Because
I think it's 73. So this already tried to get through. And what ended up happening is that on both sides, that the Republicans and the Democrats didn't want it. And
they should have representation. I'm not sure how it falls. Everybody deserves representation, folks.
There's no doubt.
The population debate, for state senators, that'll rage on forever, but at least they have senators, right? Whether you think they shouldn't have 2, a state with 600,000 people, but there's a lot of merit to each state and all that stuff, right?
They have to, because, listen, every state was independent. This was, that was...
But Tampa has 400,000 people, man. How about we get Tampa 2 senators? No, I kid. But that's where things are. Tampa has 400,000 people, man. There you go.
Perfect. Down. Just give it a second, folks. It's almost going to be down 600. I guess
600.
I guess 581. NASDAQ down 212. S&P's up 56. We'll come right back.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
For all you bulls and bears out here, this NASDAQ, they're fighting right now about this 98.85. Now we're at 98.79. It's been fluctuating back and forth. But if we get it about another 10 points down, meaning into the 70, you can see that NQs, folks, down 400, and we're down 208 right now. So it is a monster number. We'll see whether they can hold this line here. Actually, let me put it up on this side so you can see it. NQ.
It's a quick drop, man. I mean, across the board, I have the S&P up in front of me, man, and it's like, whew. Since Tuesday's high, we were up at 31.45, folks. We're approaching 140 S&P points given up in like the last 72 hours.
Right.
Okay,
that's a big number, and you can see. So I got the crosshairs on it, folks, and you can see what's happening here. You know, we're under it. But this is the battle line right here. Even though it was that was the lows of yesterday, but this is a good battle line. I mean, this is fluctuating really quickly between 75 and 85, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So we'll see who wins this baby out right now. And as I said, if you get about 10 points underneath it, it's curtains, as they say, especially for Friday in the summer, folks. That's what's happening here too.
And I was going to add, we're almost back to record levels again, right? In terms of COVID, to bring it back in, when the weekends were so dicey, right? When we didn't know what the weekend was going to bring for news of the virus. I'd say we're back in that realm, folks. You know, you have Texas shutting down again. We're actually at the area that we were at when the market was falling apart, right? Where states would spike, governors would come out and say businesses have to shut down. That's happening again for the first time in 2 months almost.
Right.
So pay attention to that too on a Friday, especially.
When we talk about the amount of cash that's spent, are we going to go out and spend cash in the community this weekend? I don't think so.
Right.
Where we are, we're not. I mean, because the bottom line, folks, is that it's just not
nowhere
there.
near the area that you would have hoped for when you started opening back up in Florida, almost 8 weeks ago, man, which is bananas. But that's what we're talking about. It's
cookout time again. It's cookout time.
Yeah, the great thing, man. Hopefully, people just got to be safe, man. The most frustrating thing for myself, and I'm in Polk County right now, okay, so middle of Florida, is the number of people choosing not to wear masks. And I don't get it, folks. Masks are not political. There's a number of studies coming out. The one way, because of the number of asymptomatic people, the thing that's most frustrating is you wear a mask really out of respect for everybody else.
Sure.
So if you're not wearing a mask, I don't know why. If you have a condition, that's one thing, okay? But I'm out in Polk County, and I know it's mandated in different areas in Florida where it's hitting, but we're so late to everything, man. You can't do it when it's bad, and that's where I am. It seems like I go to Publix and I'm wearing a mask, and I'm observant now to say I wonder how many people, and I lose track, man. It's at least 50% of the people out there, if not more, are not wearing masks, and this is not going away. That's the one simple thing we can do if you want the economy to be open, is wear a mask, man. What is the deal? Wear a mask.
No doubt. Let's go take a look at some of the higher volume equities out here today. It'll be interesting to see, excuse me, folks, if we do get volume on the way down, because it's going to be very hard to get volume in the summer. That's in a Friday. American Airlines, that's down 75 cents. You get Bank of America off $1.23. Oh yeah, the bank. Oh, look at Facebook. We got to talk about Facebook. Facebook is getting slammed, folks.
They are.
This is down $13.50. Has volume behind the move, blowing away a swing point. Swing point is 223. 26 million shares. We're already done 19. And this is about the bottom line is that big companies are taking money away from Facebook. They're fed up with the aspect that they claim that they have no responsibility for fakes. Basically, violence. There's a whole slew of things that Facebook says they have no responsibility for.
Yeah, Facebook puts profit over just about anything else, man. We see it on a continual basis. Regulators, our politicians have done nothing. And finally, companies, whether it's just companies acting in their own best financial interest or acting in a moral interest.
And Verizon is one of the largest advertisers on Facebook. And so they pulled their deal.
Yeah, and you had a huge advertising agency, the first main ad agency top player yesterday pull their advertising. One of their clients, I just remember, BMW, along with probably many others. So yeah.
Yeah, you can see it's finally hitting it. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
One of the tigers is want us to look at bonds. Bonds are going higher, folks, in price, lower in yield. Pretty, bottom line is that, I was a bear, I think, for 2 weeks, and then I flipped right around again because guess what? These babies, we've been in a consolidation for a long period of time. I can bring this all the way, but this contract is March 25th. But rates aren't going up, folks.
I was just going to say, comparing that chart to what the S&P did during that time, right?
Right.
A real wake-up, man, to say, why is the NASDAQ at all-time highs? Why is the S&P sometimes flirting with 3,200? And the 10-year yield can't get above like 0.7%, man.
Yeah, this is the first time in my lifetime that you could actually look at rates over a course of a year and a half to two to say, okay, I think they're going to remain flat. It's like,
sure.
Okay. And you flatted a very low rate,
Jerome Powell said so, man. They're staying there until we're back at, like, what did he say, full employment? Something that sounds so foreign to this market, man, that it's like, when will that end?
Right. And they have to stay there. That's the other side of it. When you take a look at the dollar, the amount of debt that all countries have, and it's just not our country, folks. It's the game here, and you can see it more clearly every day, is that we take something, in this case, we take $1 to say, okay, I'm going to give you this $1, you're going to give me this. If I've learned anything kind of in this whole aspect of the world right now, even the banks themselves, they've understood that you can keep pumping this thing out as long as we keep accepting it and progress keeps going, meaning that I give something to you, Tom, and you're going to give me something back. Because that's what this whole thing is. And, the bottom line is that if you go on the other side of that, no one wants to go on the other side of that. Because picture, if the country ever gets shut down and they didn't give money out, I mean, this would be, you'd have freaking people running around the streets. I mean,
Total collapse, man. I mean, you see continuing jobless claims, 20 million. We just covered 5 million plus mortgages and just not getting paid, man.
Right.
Period.
Right. So we go back to the NQs, folks, and it looks like they're just about ready to do this next leg down. Right now, you're at 9,877, and most of the time, the way this works, folks, is that you build a little cause, and then you're going to see a big slip, like boom, 20 points in a heartbeat. That's how the NQs love to trade.
Hey, so I'm sorry, I'm jumping around. I was reading the YouTube comments, and they're making a lot of great comments, man. Some people don't want masks to be mandatory. there's nothing wrong with you feeling like that, okay? There's nothing wrong, man. I totally get it, okay? My biggest frustration, and it shouldn't be political, is that our leadership to President Trump, all right, and this is where you got to make your own decision. He's out there saying testing's a double-edged sword. That's so anti everything of what's going on, and he's refusing to wear a mask. I wish he would be out there saying, listen, numbers are rising dramatically. It would be in the best interest if everybody chose to wear a mask to protect themselves and others the best they can. Okay, so keep that in mind as you make that, because that's, I think, what's most important, man.
Dow down 619, Nasdaq off 233, S&P's off 64. Down we go.
Back in the day, I joined Hotel California in 2006, and like many of you, was drawn in by, as well as...
Whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows.
You see, I believe that everything in life happens for us, not to us. And Tom ignited the fire within me to want to learn how to master the markets. So how did I go from knowing nothing about technical analysis to becoming the #1 market timer for the S&P 500 in 2018 and the #2 market timer in 2019? Simply put, I hired coaches with a proven track record, which led me to a whole new set of tools that I created to interpret the message of buyers and sellers. I would love the opportunity to teach you this award-winning set of tools and to help you improve your market timing. You can test drive my newsletter service, Mastering Probabilities, for the next 30 days with no risk to you. Plus, you'll gain access to archive workshops that'll take you step-by-step through my system. Sign up today by going to the homepage of TFNN.com and selecting Mastering Probability in the newsletter tab.
Bam!
The gold market has taken off topside in a large way in 2020. If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my gold report. The gold report took profits in 4 of its equities in the gold portfolio in the first week of January for a combined profit of 99.2%, with 2 positions left in the portfolio that have a profit of 67.5% as of January 7th. The gold report is a comprehensive look at the metal sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the gold report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the gold report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
With markets trading with extreme volatility and peaks and troughs everywhere, regardless of what you're looking at in the markets, this is a great time to see the type of analysis Basil Chapman delivers for his subscribers every market day with the Opening Call newsletter. Basil has been analyzing markets, providing his take for subscribers to his trading services since 1984. Every morning, Basil publishes an update for his subscribers, along with weekend and evening updates when warranted. The Opening Call provides traders a daily market overview with regard to the direction of the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, along with specific recommendations, including stops and targets. You also gain instant access to Basil's subscriber webinar archive from earlier this year, a dark cloud cover, and essential market analysis. Ride the Chapman wave today by signing up for the Opening Call newsletter on the front page of TFNN.com under the newsletter tab. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Sign up today.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow down 577, Nasdaq's off 212, S&Ps are off 57, and gold. Let's go look at that gold contract quick. So we're going to have out here, folks, it'll be really interesting, particularly, one of the reasons that gold is so volatile on a Friday, folks, is that gold stops trading in the U.S. in the pit at 1:30 in the afternoon on Friday. They'll stop trading electronically at 4:15. And then it doesn't open until Australia on Sunday night. So that's the only time that the actual physical gold market is closed. Bottom line is that, so what we have here is that we hit a low of 1754. You're at 1762. What you're going to see, this is rejection of lower price. So
yeah.
I suspect that the rest of the day here, this thing's going to try to be clawing higher. I don't expect it, to get green, but that's going to be a big deal just in general that it's rejecting lower price. So.
Hey, I got to jump back to COVID, man, because Florida just released their numbers, and it's amazing how staggering they are, unfortunately. Almost 9,000 people in one day yesterday, man. Things are accelerating, folks, okay? To bring it back to the market at a rate, I don't think people's minds can usually adjust to what happens when exponential growth is occurring. I have the numbers up there. I had to do a double take. 8,933 people yesterday alone. We're dealing with 10,000 cases a day in the state of Florida. It's rising dramatically. So watch out for that, man. That is something I didn't even expect when you talk about exponential.
Yeah, we get a problem. But the percent, I think, didn't it say that the percentage raise is something over 10% today, folks? Okay, we're not in great shape down here. That's the bottom line. That's why I was saying it's a cookout in the backyard this weekend.
Be careful. Just be careful, man. Be careful. 10,000 cases a day. Beware.
Folks, stay right there. We got Think or Swim coming up next. And I'm Mr. Basil Chapman. Ride that wave. Steve Rhodes, Dave White. I'll be back this afternoon. Thanks, pal.
Wow. Thanks, man.
Wow. Look at him, folks.